I got a few guests joining me today. Very excited to be talking with Jacob, David, Juliet, as well as Scott. They are all part of a wonderful production at Twin City Players, and they have their 93rd main stage season, which is a crazy thing to think about. But you guys are opening the whole entire season with Something Rotten. Now, Scott, let's talk about this show because this is a fairly I would say newer show for people so for audiences, they may not know much about Something Rotten. So kind of give us the rundown of what's this story all about.
You're right. It is a fairly new show. It's only a decade or so old, but the show was set in the 1590s. It is about two brothers, Nick and Nigel Bottom, who are contemporaries of Shakespeare's, and they're also playwrights. And they're finding it very difficult to write a hit, somewhat because Shakespeare steals a lot of their material for his own shows. And so one of the brothers, Nick, goes to a soothsayer who goes by the name of Nostradamus, actually the nephew of the Nostradamus, who tells him that the future of theater is in musicals. So they set out to write the first musical. And that's when everything just starts to spiral out of control for everybody involved.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh, it is a lot of fun. I mean, really, when one of the song titles is "I Hate Shakespeare," what more could you want?
Right. And Shakespeare, is Shakespeare a character that people are kind of made to kind of not like in this show? Because when I've seen clips and stuff like that, it's sort of like the rock star of the era that people are like, ugh, not him again kind of thing.
He's kind of an anti-hero in the show. Sure. Yeah, not really bad, but just bad enough that you go, he's really being set up to be the despicable one, when by the end of the show he actually becomes somewhat the hero.
Awesome. Yeah, and you were mentioning this before we jumped on, and before I get to some of the other folks that are talking to me today. This show is you got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of dance, and a lot of as well as set pieces and things like that, right?
Well, we have a cast of 25, and the set is actually 2 8x8 platforms that are very much like Tetris or Tonka toys, because they open, they fold, they go together to make 4 major big scenes on our little stage.
Wow. It's going to be a lot of fun. If people have not had a chance to go see a show at Twin City Players, I highly encourage it. Very smaller space. So when you're talking about all this big set and all that stuff, for me, I've been there, so I know that's a lot to try and coordinate on the stage there at Twin City Players. But I know you guys are working hard in rehearsals and getting things ready. You guys open August 29th, and this show runs through the 21st of September with a lot of great things going on with that. So where are you at in the stage of a thing? Are you guys feeling good about the show?
Well, this week we actually ran Act 1 and Act 2 as acts instead of just, jumbled pieces. And aside from the fact this is a hugely dance-heavy show, and there are still some numbers that we need to actually choreograph. But with 3 weeks out, we're really in the same spot that a lot of musicals that have much less time, in between our busy season. We're in really good shape. I'm very pleased with where we're at right now.
That's great. And I know you've done many shows at Twin City Players, worked there, have been a part of many different productions, on stage, behind the scenes, directing, all kinds of different things. Where does this rank so far as your favorites? Is this getting up there?
Well, I usually am known to do the big body musicals, not afraid to throw my actors into the audience or make the audience part of the show. It's been 3 years since I did a big body musical. I did a really deep, heavy drama and a comedy in between there. So it's kind of nice to come back to it. And this is shaping up to be one of the really fun and really special ones. I have awesome voices in the cast, and you're not going to believe it when you see 15 to 20 people up there tap dancing. Not in our little area.
No, that's going to be a lot of fun. Let's talk with David. David, I know you've been a part of many productions with many different theaters, but this one, it's been a little bit since you've been at Twin City Players, or when was the last time you were on stage over there?
Well, on stage, it's probably been a good 12 years or so. I lived in Chicago for a while and Colorado, and then moved back about 5 years ago. But last year, I actually directed Young Frankenstein, and both Jacob and Juliet were in the show, and Scott helped on the production team for it. So we're all great friends working again together.
That's awesome. What's it like? You're playing Nick Bottom in this show. What's it like being a part of this production?
It's really a great show. It's a fun role for me as well. I really find myself relating to a lot of the things that Nick goes through, being a part of a theater community, wanting to be an actor, but also kind of directing the troupe that he does, and having kind of rival performers like Shakespeare, people that are writing things, and you're wanting to be the best in your community, wanting to have people respect and acknowledge you. So that's kind of relatable in that end. But then, wanting to have that family and settle down, things like that. You have Juliet, who plays my wife, and that's kind of our storyline. And of course, Jacob as Shakespeare is my rival competition. Like I hate him, but then I kind of grow to appreciate him because he saves the day for me. I think the biggest moment for me in the show is relating to the theme to thine own self be true, wanting to really kind of appreciate the things that you do and you put into the world, by being yourself.
Sure. What would you say is one of the biggest challenges doing this show? Because as Scott mentioned, tap dancing, lots of big numbers, lots of big things, big body musical. But what's been a big challenge for you specifically?
I think the music actually is kind of a stretch. While I've been a performer for a long time, it's a different type of music. Like you have to really, it's almost like Hamilton. You have to kind of rap the songs a little bit. It's a repetitive speech singing. And for someone that's more kind of classically trained, it's a little different to get in that groove, a little bit of mix of rock, classical, and then that speech singing. So, But it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's probably like a callback to Shakespeare a little bit and that kind of that style with things. So that sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. I've never had a chance to see the show. I've listened to the Broadway cast, and it's fantastic. So it's something that people are going to love, and I'm sure as you said, Scott, there's some audience members may want to be involved in the show, or the cast may get out into the audience, but that's going to make it a fun show. Let's talk with Juliet. Juliet, as David said, you're playing David's wife, in his character's wife in this show, and you've been a part of a number of productions at Twin City Players as well, right?
I have, yeah. Ever since I was a little kid, so I've been here for a very long time, and I've done lots of shows for Scott. I've done lots of shows with Jacob and with David. So it's been fun to be with all these guys again, because they're like family here.
Yeah. And with like Scott, you guys almost should just have moved into the theater at one point with as much time as you guys spend there. What's it been like? Because I mean, as you said, you kind of grew up there. What's it been like to kind of grow up at Twin City Players? Because I know many have over these 93 seasons. Has it been a lot of fun?
It has been a lot of fun. I mean, I've been there for 25 years at this point, which is kind of crazy to think about. I went from falling asleep on set pieces as a kid while my parents were there with Scott, having late nights and doing the set buildings, to going a little bit more, being in the production, starting to work backstage. I do a lot of stage managing. At this point, I also help run the props loft and kind of keep all of that in order, and continue to perform, especially musicals are my favorite. So as often as that as I can. And it's fun to see all of the different people that come through here. We really, as this small community theater, you get real close with the people here real fast. And it's fun to see who's been around just as long, right? All those long lasting friendships that feel like family. And, there's other people, there's always new faces popping in as well. So it's a great time, and it always has been.
Yeah. What's it like been playing this character in this show? What do you like about this character?
She's hilarious. I think for me, it's fun. B is, this funny, fierce, quick-witted, big-hearted, wife of Nick, right? She's there for moral support, but she's also a little bit of the comedic relief. She just keeps kind of popping up here and there where you kind of least expect her to, and jumping in and trying to help out as best as she can to make sure that Nick and Nigel, her family, that they can be successful and put on the show that they want to put on. So it's kind of fun for a change to be that little bit of comedy poking out here and there.
That's awesome. And as you mentioned, it's the community theater. That's what I love the most, is that it is like a family, and new people join the family. Some people leave the family, but it's always all about the great community that is started with a show each and every production that you guys do. Something Rotten is at Twin City Players. It opens August 29th and runs through September 21st. And we're talking to some of the folks involved in this. I want to talk to Jacob, because I know Jacob, playing Shakespeare, as we mentioned, as Scott said, sort of the anti-hero of this production. Jacob, I know you've also been a part of many things, whether it be directing or acting or being a part of all kinds of other different things with Twin City Players. You having fun doing this show?
Oh, absolutely. I've been a fan of this show. I discovered it about 5-ish years ago. Around the time it became available for licensing. I listened to the soundtrack and I just fell in love with it. The songs were so funny, and then I actually got to read the script, and that just added even more on top of it. And then I distinctly remember when I was listening to the soundtrack for the first time, I got to Shakespeare's two big songs, Willpower and Hard to Be the Bard, and I thought, that is such a fun take on Shakespeare, and it's also very funny too. So I'm very thankful for the opportunity to play this character. And yeah, I've been having an absolute blast with it. When Shakespeare's on stage, you definitely know it.
Yeah. How do you get into character as one of the most well-known people of all time of Shakespeare? I mean, what's the direction you go with this, and how do you get into the Shakespeare character?
Well, he's like you said, that he's kind of he's like a rock. Like all the way that this the world of this show works is that like all of the famous writers of the Renaissance are like the rock stars of their era, and Shakespeare's the biggest one, obviously. So I definitely try to look into that. Trying to look at like some of those classic rock stars, to see like how they were, maybe just a little bit of Jack Sparrow, because that was inspired by that as well. So I'm just kind of it's been fun. It's tough though, because it's a character I don't normally play, but it's so much fun to do that, because it's when you get those opportunities to play characters that are very different from you in real life, you just relish those.
Oh yeah. It is always fun to kind of get out of your comfort zone, create something new, but also really have a fun time doing it. And after a while, you start to, once the show is over, I know you guys haven't gotten to that point yet, but once the show is over, you're like, oh man, I miss that show, and I miss being that person and being that character.
I have a number of shows that are like that.
Yeah. Well, let's get back to Scott. This show obviously sounds like it's going to be amazing. You guys are doing a lot of hard work to put this show together behind the scenes and on stage. We want people to go see it. So how do we go about doing that? And what do you guys have planned for opening weekend? Well,
obviously, it's always our opening night is our wine and snack night. It's always easy to get a lot of people out there because, hey, you get to drink before the show, you get to drink at intermission, and boy, that gives you some really, really nice audiences, let me tell you. But our complimentary wine selections for this show will be from Lemon Creek Winery. They've been with us for a long, long time. Getting tickets is easy. www.twincityplayers.org online. You can do it there. You can call the box office at 429-0400. Leave a message, and one of the box office people will get back with you. Right now, it's the beginning of our season, so our new fiscal year as well. So our flex passes you can buy. The flex passes, save you money over the course of a season if you come to a number of shows. We have a lot of people that take advantage of that because it is a very nice it's a distinct money savings there. Sure. And there are always those things where, we tell people, patron guidance type things. Mm-hmm. In the show, there's strobe lights, there's fog and smoke. We weren't kidding when Jacob said that, these guys were the rock stars of the time. So we treat them just like that. Some of the music is loud. There's loud noises in it. Mild adult themes, mostly Shakespearean related, but kind of along the lines of PG-13. A lot of younger kids will get it, but there's going to be some things that will hopefully fly over their heads. Sure. And as almost every single musical I do, there is audience interaction. I don't believe in the fourth wall. I think that the audience should be part of the show, and our cast becomes part of the audience too.
Yeah. And it gives you more stage space by doing that.
It gives me a heck of a lot more stage space. You better believe it.
No, that's great. Yeah, Twin City Players located right there on Glenlord Road in St. Joe. And as you said, that flex passes and exploring and seeing what the rest of this 93rd season has to offer. I know you got some more great productions coming up, so definitely look into that and support local community theater. And you guys also could not do this without great sponsors and supporters as well. So let's give a shout out to some of them.
We have our main stage sponsors, and without them, you're right, we could not do what we do. But this year, our main stage sponsors, we have 7. The Glenn and Kathy Ward Charitable Trust, the Harold Palladium, who's been with us forever, Lake Michigan Chiropractic, LLC, Trilogy Counseling, 5 Star Heating and Air Conditioning, Indiana Michigan Power's Cook Nuclear Plant, and the Bradford Insurance Agency. And as well, we have show sponsors, and our show sponsor for this show are also Glenn and Kathy Ward, doing it on their own because they're just great. They're great people, and all those monies are exactly what we need because, like many community theaters out there, mm-hmm. The ticket sales might only account for 60 to 70% of what you need to hit your budget for the year. So sponsorships are great for what will help. That helps keep us going during the year.
Yeah, definitely want to support theaters as much as possible. TwinCityPlayers.org to get all the info. Before I let you go, is there anything that we missed? I think we covered a lot, but I just want to give that chance to get one last thing out there.
This is the kind of show that we want you to leave smiling and humming a song you've never heard before.
Awesome. Well, looking forward to it. Again, Twin City Players opening of their 93rd season with Something Rotten, August 29th through September 21st. Go and see it. Get all the info, twincityplayers.org. But you guys break legs and tell all the cast members and everybody that's behind all this, good luck and break legs and have good times. And it should be an awesome show.
All right. Thanks, Johnny.